Good morning, Oxnard. This is our first episode of Good Morning Oxnard. Thank you for joining us. Today we have the CEO of KDTV, Bob Allen. And for those of you who don't know Bob Allen, he has great involvement in the community, and he's actually the person that invented the cup holder in the moving vehicle. So thank him for that. So Bob, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, that starts off why we're even here, and I guess I come from a family of innovators and visionaries. My grandfather Harry started the first taxi cab company and brought the taxi meter to the United States from Switzerland in 1905. Okay, my dad was involved right after World War II with direct mail marketing, and I got involved as an entrepreneur, and during the 70s with the van conversions, we created a product that was a cup holder, and President Chrysler at the end of the 70s thanked us very much for showing them what the vehicle of the future has to be, and that was the SUV.
What made you think of the need of that for a cup holder?
It's called a void in the marketplace. When you're an entrepreneur, you look at voids in the marketplace.
Okay.
You know, it's just one of those things that, you know, when you see it, it's what I see right now. It's a great lead-in question that comes from a good host, okay?
Yeah.
What's happened is that when television first started, it was in New York City. Well, how did they get it from New York to Chicago to Los Angeles? They put towers on the top of the tallest mountains across the country, and they transmitted it electronically. Well, all of the lower valleys were left out because they couldn't access that, and that's how cable television first started. So the first two networks that really got onto cable television, number one was CNN, the news network, global. We now got global news.
Yeah.
The next one was ESPN, global sports. Well, we've gotten so global that there's nothing that we're doing not only locally, but hyper-locally.
Yeah.
So that's where the void in the marketplace, as I saw it.
And that's what we're trying to do with Good Morning Oxnard, kind of get that back locally so the community members know what's happening in the community.
In other words, make you the trusted media source for the residents of the city of Oxnard.
What do y'all have to say about that? That's something that we are trying to make happen. Trying to get the high school students involved as well. Tell us about your idea about that.
We've been working for the last 7 years with the Ventura County Office of Education, creating a sports broadcasting and journalism academy at the high schools. We're focusing in right now on Santa Paula High School and Fillmore High School to try and make the models there for all of the other schools. And what it is, it's career technical education.
Yeah, I think that's very important. Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
Just because it lets a creative outlet be there. I know when I was in high school, I went to Wainimi. We didn't have that option. I just saw the most typical roles like doctor, lawyer, teacher, which all are great and needed in the community, but I've always been someone who's creative, and I didn't really figure out that you could actually do a job in the media, film, movies, TV, stuff like that, till I went to college. So having that in the community and having creative people have options, that's amazing to be able to do.
Well, to that end, why don't you share with the audience your background in growing up here in the city of Oxnard?
So I grew up to a farm working family. I'm first generation, and I've always kind of been creative. I always wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be a rock star, but kind of didn't know. No one has ever done that. I didn't know how to sing, so of course that wasn't an option, but I just always knew I wanted to do something creative, but I just didn't know what was an option for me, and I didn't know realistically if it could be done, especially as a first generation and kind of figuring it out on my own. I didn't know you could be a journalist. I thought that just you were picked, and I'd never looked into how or that you could do film, TV. I just thought, I mean, it magically appeared on TV, you know, right? And in college, I met a couple people when I was studying abroad, and we started doing like films and stuff like that. And that's where I started realizing, oh, I want to broadcast, I want to do film and TV. So I feel like as a kid, having that in the community would have made a huge difference for me. And career-wise, I would have been more prepared because I would have had more years to add experience.
So in other words, why have you come back to Oxnard?
Yeah, one of the big reasons I've come back is to be with my family. I miss them. I did go far away from school. They opened a restaurant, so I'm helping them run their media. So the restaurant is La Playa Soul Kitchen. Great biscuits, coffee, everything. But I also wanted to do something for my community. Figure out how I used to be really involved in high school, and I loved it. The community helped raise me, and I wanted to be able to give back, and you gave me the opportunity to attempt to do that with media, which is something that I love.
Well, that is what restarting our Good Morning Oxnard is really all about. It's bringing the young people, your generation, into what is going on and how can we improve the situation.
And I think it's really important because the year after I graduated, or maybe two, Hueneme High School basketball made it to state, and I didn't hear about it until someone mentioned it randomly when I came home from vacation. And I would have loved to know that because I played basketball in Hueneme, you know, like I was super proud, but I was living in Davis. I didn't know that was going on.
And that was the problem with global sports. It doesn't get down to that hyper-local, and in a way that's what we're trying to do. So what we're also attempting is to create a paid internship for the students.
Yeah.
In other words, we did, when we first started this, we worked out some arrangements with Pizza Man Band where he'd give $40 gift certificate for every student that did a Hueneme High School basketball game.
Oh, okay. Pizza party.
I know. So it was something, and then the college students who were the captains of the team were on a paid internship with, you know, real cash. So what we're hoping to do is have, in the future, the city the first thing we're going to try and get is the city public information officer. That way they can arrange what is very, very important, and you could be discussing that with them, because we're going to try and do this on a Tuesday mornings, but in reality when things happen, this is when the news media is going to be wanting. So hopefully we'll be opening up our own studio here in Oxnard, and you know, we'll have the mayor, city manager.
Yeah, and that would be great. I would also love to have like local artists or people in the community who give back. I think that's really important to be able to know what's going on in our community, political wise, as well as like social movements, just art. If there's art galleries, like going to visit and supporting our community and helping us thrive. I think that would benefit, you know, everyone around.
Well, that brings us up to probably he'll be one of our guests very, very early, but Robert Garcia is possibly the most renowned, that I know, artist in this community. He can visualize things, and he puts it, you know, on a wall even at the Tomas's restaurant. So I can't encourage you more, because the more we can get the citizens to understand what the problems are and make recommendations, at least we can get the government to hear what the community is saying.
Be able to have the political officials live and be like, oh, the citizens have a concern about this, answer it.
Well, the city of Oxnard with 200,000 residents, is a little different than most other cities.
Yeah.
It has really working hard at it, over 30 municipal districts. Now, what is our goal is to start getting somebody from each of the districts, on the show every once in a while. So they're
Yeah.
telling their own people, and this is what we're hoping
Yeah,
for this to become.
and that would be great, like to have, and it's just exciting to be able to have this and have high school students involved and other people in the community and just be able to benefit everyone who wants to be a part of it.
And that's called a consortia.
Yeah,
Okay, it's, in other words, everybody benefits. Nobody comes out on top,
yeah.
above everybody else. So
And then to have a trusted media sources would be great in the community. I think having students involved will skyrocket more filmmakers and more journalists in our community, which will be great to be able to see, someone from Wainimi, someone from CI on TV.
well, I see the transition. Okay, even my own grandchildren are moving out of state. Okay, one's in North Carolina and one's going up to Oregon. And that's the whole key, is let's train them so that they could take advantage of a void in their local marketplace that they're moving to.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today and hearing us about our ideas about Good Morning Oxnard. Thank you for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. Please give us any feedback or anything you think would be important to add to the show. Thank you again. Bye.